What is going on, guys? Surprise! I'm back, and I'm back with a really fun video I've been wanting to do for a while, and that's anything and everything Marvel. That's what we're here to talk about. As you can see by the wonderful background art that I have, there's a hair in my eye. Obviously, I think I'm gonna say spoilers. Spoilers for everything up until now of the MCU, so complete spoilers. If you don't want any of that, this may not be the video for you. So here, I'm finally going to talk about the things that I've been wanting to talk about for such a long time, and that is anything and everything Marvel in the MCU. Not talking about the comics, that might be saved for a later time. I'm talking the MCU. Up until earlier this year, I came out with a movie review for every single superhero movie that came out. If you're a long-term subscriber to my channel, you know how passionate I am about comic book movies as a whole. Some of you might have thought it was kind of weird that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 came out, Spider-Man came out, we've gotten all these trailers for Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok, and I haven't said anything about it. Well, here I am. So before I just start getting into specifics, really that's it. This whole video are my thoughts on the current state of the MCU as of right now, as of August 16th or whenever I'm recording this, my current thoughts on the MCU right now. Okay, so Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 came out, and it's about to come out on Blu-ray, and it's already out on digital HD, I think, and I've seen it 3 times. So what did I think about it? I liked it a lot, I really did. I didn't like it, however, as much as the first one. I found a lot of enjoyment in it, but if I'm gonna be real, I did feel like it let me down in a lot of aspects in the movie. Now, it kind of falls in a weird place in the timeline of the MCU because Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 happens like before Civil War and everything, I'm pretty sure, but yet it's like only 2 months, 2-3 months after the first Guardians of the Galaxy. So even though it's a very new film, where it happens in the MCU is actually kind of older, like back in 2014-ish, I think, or something even farther back than that. Anyways, so there were some there were some things that had to do with the timeline that kind of made me second guess myself throughout the movie. Also, looking back on it, pretty much all of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 happens on, what is his dad's name again? Oh, Ego, there we go, duh. Basically, all of the movie happens on Ego's planet, besides Rocket and Yondu's side story, but then there's also like Mantis's side story, and then Nebula and Gamora's side story, and then Star-Lord's side story, main story with his dad, and then the Ravagers also kind of have their own story. That just leads me to my biggest gripe about the movie. There are so many side stories going on, it's kind of hard to keep track of what is the main story, but it's all happening in one setting. I don't know. I had gripes about it, but who am I to gripe about an amazing film because I still loved it. I was still fully entertained, and I laughed at all the laughs, all the jokes hit, and I thought it was a really good movie. I just like, the bar was set really high with Guardians 1, and then so I think I had my hopes at least there, if not more, for Guardians 2, but it fell below, but that doesn't mean it wasn't great, because if you saw it, I'm pretty sure you can agree that it was a great movie. It just could have been better. Yeah, okay, and then SpiderMan Homecoming, the big one for me, because this was the big one for everybody. We already knew what Guardians was gonna be like. We knew the vibe for that. This was the property that Marvel had kind of got the rights back with Sony. This was the film we had all been waiting for a long time, to see if Marvel really was going to right the ship and bring it back home the way Spider-Man should have always been, hence the name Homecoming. I loved this freaking movie so much. I can't even begin to describe it. I'm pretty sure I have a list of like my favorite MCU movies. I'm gonna save that probably for a video in a later time, but this is one of my favorite MCU movies to date. This film just blew me out of the water. Spider-Man has always been my personal favorite superhero since I was a little kid. I used to actually have a Spider-Man themed room. Everything in it was red and blue. My mom painted Spider-Man up in the corner of my room. I was obsessed with the Tobey Maguire series. I even liked the Andrew Garfield series despite all of the flaws that it very blatantly had. I loved the high school that Peter went to was like a very believable high school. All the kids in there looked like high school students. I loved the humor. I loved the aspect of like, I loved the aspect of Spider-Man and Iron Man and Tony Stark, Peter Parker, that whole banter, not even really banter, but that relationship there. You can tell that he sees a younger version of himself in Peter, and that he knows he can be great, but yet he's too young, he's got too much going for himself, that he knows he has to keep him in his own world in New York. And I thought that, like, if you're gonna introduce Spider-Man into the MCU this late in the game, there's already been the Avengers that have assembled. There's already been an attack on New York, an attack in Sokovia. The world was almost destroyed like 9 different times. If you're gonna all of a sudden introduce Spider-Man now, after all of this craziness has happened, they did it so seamlessly and the best way they could have done that. And that's by the main villain Vulture, him getting his powers. His suit is from Chitauri armor and weaponry from the first Avengers, and it sets that up as soon as the movie starts. And I love that because that answers a bunch of questions as to that's probably how we're going to see a lot of villains be popping up in the MCU from here on out. It's gonna be wreckage from Sokovia, from the first Avengers, probably Avengers 3 next year. That's probably how we're gonna see a lot of the villains start popping up. Oh my gosh, can we talk about that twist for a second? Or not the twist, just like the slap to the face at the end of SpiderMan Homecoming when you find out that the Vulture is his crush's dad. Like when he answered the door, I nearly screamed in the theater. That was, I don't know why. There's been much bigger twists in movies, but I just didn't see that coming, and I loved it because it added a whole nother aspect to the Vulture's character, a whole nother layer, another side. Which leads me to my next opinion, which is that I think the Vulture is the best MCU villain that we've had since Loki. I really do, because we understand a lot of his motives and a lot of ways the film takes a step back and shows you that he's not necessarily a bad person. He makes bad decisions and bad choices, but he's doing it for his family because he was put up against a wall by the government, and like you can't help but empathize with this guy for a lot of the movie. Even though he does some crazy bad stuff, you can't help but like but I know he's not that bad of a person, and that's why I loved him so much. So me personally, I'm pretty sure he's my favorite villain since Loki now in the MCU. We don't know. I know the biggest, baddest guy is coming, but I'm just saying as of right now, the Vulture is up there for my Marvel villain list. And then the other things I want to talk about really quick, guys. Black Panther, the very first trailer dropped a couple months ago. That was incredible. I loved that trailer. We still don't know a whole lot about the movie. We don't know anything about the main storyline, about the main plot. Good, keep it that way, because I don't think anybody needs to know what the storyline is going to be this early in the game. We still have till February when that film comes out, and frankly, I'm debating on watching another trailer or not for Black Panther from here on out, because I will be there the first showing of the first day no matter what. My ticket is sold, but I don't want to know anything else. That first trailer was just so amazing. They hit every point that they should have hit in that trailer. I don't really think I need to be sold anymore or need to be spoiled with any more footage. I think you guys can agree that trailer was great. And then Thor Ragnarok. Holy crap, a lot's been happening with Thor Ragnarok lately, especially outside of D23 and Comic-Con. We finally saw the newest trailer other than the one we saw a couple months back where we got a glimpse of Hulk at the end. Now we get a trailer where it's completely bright, it's completely retro, it's very Guardians of the Galaxy-esque, but Hulk is featured in like a lot of the trailer from the very beginning. And then we hear Hulk speak at the end, which I've honestly been waiting for. I thought Hulk was gonna start talking maybe at the end of Age of Ultron, but now I think it makes more sense in Thor Ragnarok, because the rumor is he's been Hulk ever since he left Earth, which has been like 2 years I think or something. So he's been Hulk for a long time, which makes sense that he would develop speech after all that time. And then we got a better look at Hela, we got a better look at Valkyrie, we got a better look at everybody. I have suspicions, I'm almost positive, I want to put money on it, that Hela is going to be the person that Thanos is doing all of this for next year in Infinity War. But Thor Ragnarok, I'm just getting more and more excited for. It looks nothing like the first 2 Thor films, which I actually really liked the first Thor film. The second one, I think I've seen once or twice, and I just kind of forgot about, which is bad on my part, but can you blame me? And obviously my ticket is sold on any MCU film, but Thor Ragnarok I'm very excited for. I can't wait to see how different it is, this Thor Hulk space road trip team up movie to take Asgard back. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap that up right now. This is my first little video back. I wanted to let you guys know that I'm gonna be doing a lot more videos like this, little updates and things that I wanna talk about and stuff that's just been on my mind a lot lately. You're gonna be hearing my voice and seeing my face a lot more on this channel, so I hope you're down for that. But yeah, guys, I want to talk about this. Get down in the comments below. Let me know what your thoughts are on the current state of the MCU. What did you think about Guardians? What did you think about Spider-Man? What did you think about the Black Panther and the Thor Ragnarok trailers? And what are you hoping for Infinity War next year? There's so much great Marvel stuff happening right now, and I would love to hear your guys' opinion on it. But thank you for watching, and if you liked the video, slap a thumbs up across my face. And as always, guys, I will see you, and I mean it this time, very soon.